we like to describe it, into the York Road end. This has played in the Saints' favour. Here we go. Sean Jeffers kicks off and we're off. And just quickly having a look at the Saints lineup. Callum Adebayi and Tom Bednar are in central defence. Alex Lancashire left back. David De Jesus on right back. Kyron Wiltshire. The young Hugh Dawson in central midfield with Kyron Wiltshire. And then on the left we've got that Zane Banton who scored that cracker against Forest Green Rovers. Just inside the Saints half, it's Lancashire on the ball into Mitchell Weiss. He's sort of halfway into the Dulwich half. Zane Banton takes over. He comes inside. He plays it into Johnny Goddard. Johnny just misses it there, but Sean collects. He plays it nicely to Kyron. David De Jesus on the overlap and he comes down the other side. He plays a beautiful ball into the back post. Mitchell Weiss gets there and it's a Dulwich Hamlet. I think it's a corner ball. Saints. Whoa, that was dangerous play, Paul.
Yeah, great move. If you give him space, he'll be dangerous, and he can make a little. He can just drop his shoulder, as we've seen, and he'll put a ball exactly where the forwards want it.
Another opportunity there. Zane Banton on the edge of the box from Johnny Goddard, played it into Mitchell. He sort of just turned, dropped his shoulder. He got a shot off, saved by the Dulwich Hamlet goalkeeper, and it's another corner ball, Saints.
And they can crash into that area now. There it goes.
Swings over, gets there to his head, and it's Sean Jeffers! Oh, Paul! So Sean Jeffers got to the head. He was going into the back post. It trickled across the line. Sean was there to collect on the front post. It was saved on the line. It came back out to Mitchell Weiss, who struck it, headed off the line by a second Dulwich player. Oh, Paul, that should have been 1-0 Saints.
Yeah, it's either a terrible miss by Mitchell Weiss or a fantastic save by the defender.
That was two defenders on the line that just cleared, so that just really concerned them that Saints can attack. Comes to Hugh Dawson, edge of the area, he shoots, and he just played it into the goalie. Yeah. Easy saves in their formation because here they go, high and long from the back, they're just trying to get it in the box. Callum Adebayi has to get to it. Oh, good block. Sean Jeffers is up there. The ball's everywhere in the box. It's getting pinged around. Hugh Dawson gets rid of it. It comes back out to a Dulwich player. And I think that's going to be their game plan, Paul. They are just going to bombard of Dulwich. They've got the ball back. They're going high and long. Look, McQueen's gone. He's onside. What's MJ's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper? What can MJ do? It's 1-0 Dulwich Hamlet. Dulwich Hamlet score after 18 and a half minutes. And it's that man that Paul Fairclough mentioned, number 10, Darren McLean, and Michael Johnson has gone down. They beat the trap. McQueen just ran from nowhere, and that's exactly what we've been saying. Dulwich were just coming straight through. McQueen with his pace, 1-on-1 with MJ. He was going to come, he held, took it round him. MJ is currently down injured. We're waiting for some treatment. And that is 1-0 Dulwich. And I tell you what, Paul, against the run of play, but their game plan has worked. Hit it over the top, get a runner, 1-0 Dulwich Hamlet.
Still, and
right.
To be quick, and also, I have to say, I like the balance of a right-footed player and a left-footed player.
Yeah.
You know, we were playing with two left-footed centre-halves.
Oh, there's another strike, and Tom Bednar's just made an outstanding save down to his right-hand post. This is Dulwich Hamlet. They got around David De Jesus on the edge of the area and shot, and Tom Bednar, that was a world-class save there, Paul. Surely that was outstanding to keep Dulwich out. And so just playing a defensive game at the moment because they're just trying to block and just get themselves pinned back, which means, Paul, this is not when they're at their best. This is Dulwich down the left-hand side. They're on the attack. Dave De Jesus. There's a cross. Comes all the way in. Oh, and Callum Adebayi gets his head to it. Tom Bednar came for it. A bit of miscommunication there, but Dulwich are back on the attack inside the box. It comes to the edge of the area, and there's a shot. And he's cleared in the end there for a throw-in from Kyron Wiltshire. And there has been a flag that's gone up there, actually, Paul. I've just seen it, so there's an offside. Which means we've lost MJ as the goalkeeper. Liam Guthrie is not on the bench, so Tom Bednar's have to leave his central defence position to go the goalkeeping position. Michael Clark comes on and number 9's in the box. He takes the opportunity, he shoots, and it's 2-0 Dulwich Hamlet, and the bench go bonkers again. It is 2-0, and that is a defensive error from a couple of Saints players there. Number 9, I think it was Danny Mills. Danny Mills has scored his 7th goal of the league season. He's made it St Albans City 0, Dulwich Hamlet 2. And it's sad to say, Paul, this is not the right result so far for the Saints. They are up against it, losing their goalkeeper. Tom Bednar's in there. The defence lack of communication led to Danny Mills getting his 7th goal of the season. Wow, and we've got a good turnout here at Clarence Park tonight. He's collecting, but 40 minutes into this first half with what's happened, Paul, you're Ian Allison, what are you thinking at this point?
I'm thinking we need to get a goal before half-time.
And there's a ball into Johnny Goddard. He's in the box. 1-1. He scores! Oh, and right on Paul Fairclough's announcement, the Saints have somehow pulled a goal back. A lovely ball there from, I think it was Kieran Wiltshire, came all the way behind that three defence of Dulwich, Paul, and Johnny Goddard managed to stick a foot out, edge of the box, got control. He's just slotted it under the legs of the Dulwich Hamlet goalkeeper, and that's after about 41 minutes. It's St Albans City 1, Dulwich Hamlet 2, and Paul, right on your prediction. Player Dulwich are now on the move again, Paul.
Yeah,
they need to get Blackman. He's come inside, hasn't he? The Saints need to get wise with that and get some pressure on that midfield. Quick, the ball comes in high and long. It comes into the substitution. It's 3-1 to Dulwich Hamlet. 51 minutes of this first half, it is 3-1, can you believe it? Another long high ball into 17, the substitution. Cheeky Candy has just slotted it past Tom Bender. And Paul, I tell you what, that didn't need to happen, isn't it? We were saying, press the midfield, stop that ball coming through. Tom couldn't do anything, it was a well taken goal, but it just split the defence. I mean, this is going to be tough for Ian Allison and Chris at half-time, isn't it? There's no doubt the whistle's going to go shortly. I believe we've had 6 minutes injury time in this half, but 3-1 down, that's a tall order, Paul.
Yeah, look at that.
There goes the referee, bang on half-time again. Ian's not going to be happy, but, you know, he's in deep thought there, walking down. He's got Chris Winton's looking a little bit shell-shocked there as well, and having brought themselves back into this game, 2-1, the Saints had done the hard part, but to concede to make it 3-1, it's just too much, isn't it?
You can't.
That's right, spot on, and he actually made a fantastic save, didn't he? And his positional play's collected a few times, and this is Dulwich Hamlet kicking off. They're shooting into the York Road end, and I was looking at some statistics by the media team at half-time, Paul, and I was surprised to see the Saints had 9 attempts, 5 on target, and Dulwich had 5 attempts, 3 on target.
There you go, eh?
Says it all, doesn't it? So this is...
Well, we had 2 attempts in the space of, 2 seconds, didn't we? Vint, Taylor got exposed then.
Cross ball comes in. Oh, it comes off the defensive head of Dulwich. It's a corner ball, Saints. Lovely ball in there, I think, from Mitchell Weiss. And it is a Saints corner. Not that far where Michael Clark can get to it. He just pulls it all the way back to Callum Adebayo, but he gives the ball away to that defender. Callum Adebayo's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card. He's trying to pull his arm back, and this is Chick. He's in the box, and good sort of challenge. It's a corner ball, Dulwich, but great work there from Callum Adebayo in the end, Paul, and vice versa.
Sure. That's a great ball from the back.
It is. Comes into Kyron again. He's looking for Mitchell. Mitchell manages to gather. He plays it into the on-running Johnny Goddard. He plays it for... It's 2! John Jeffers has scored his 19th goal of the season after 56 minutes. It is St Albans City 2, Dulwich Hamlet 3. This is Ian on the touchline. He's waving his hand. Come on, Sean. Jeffers ran straight into the net to get the ball. He wasn't interested in celebrating with the fans. He grabbed that ball, ran it back, but that was a lovely ball, as Paul Fairclough said, from defence into Karen, who played it into Mitchell Weiss. Mitchell saw the on-running Johnny Goddard. Unselfishly, he could have shot Paul. Johnny Goddard played it across the middle. He knew that Sean Jeffers would be there. He was still under pressure. He slotted it in because the goalkeeper committed. It's 3-2, Paul. Wow. Careful, he's on a yellow card. And Callum Adebayo is also on a yellow card. They've got to keep themselves steady, stay on the feet. Ball into Mitchell. Oh, he plays a ball into Sean Jeffers. He's on the edge of the area. 1-1. Oh, he shot it over the bar. Oh, Sean Jeffers, he had 3 or 4 Dulwich players hunting him down. He was on the edge of the area. He went for the top corner. He might have taken another touch there, Paul. He could have made it 3-3, but... Oh, I was sure that was him, Paul. I was sure it was Sean Jeffers. Who else would you want it to drop to? 100 fans in here. Johnny Goddard is on the attack down the left-hand side this time, and I agree, Paul. This is great to see the Saints, who have won it back with Hugh Dawson, he plays it into Mitchell Weiss, back to goal, he turns, he's looking for Sean, Mitchell Weiss is down the issue, into Sean Jeffers, yes! Zimbarton has made it, St Albans City 3, Dulwich Hamlet 3, what a goal! Hugh Dawson into the Mitchell Weiss, played a lovely ball into the on-running Sean Jeffers, who played it into Mitchell, he played it down the line. Sean Jeffers back-heeled at the front post, and who was coming in there? Johnny Goddard has scored. He's not only scored 2 goals tonight, he has assisted as well, and just before we thought Sean Jeffers should have made it 3-3, Paul Fairclough, can you believe it? St Albans City have pulled it back to 3-3, and we're around 65 minutes into this match at Clarence Park. Can you believe it? Paul, Dulwich Hamlet are on the attack because the Saints defence stayed deep. The ball comes across to the middle. That man McQueen's in there. Tom Bendner's just made a fantastic save. It comes all the way back out from Karen Wilson, but this is Dulwich Hamlet. They're still on the attack. You've got to keep your feet. Zane Banton, he does, and it's a goal kick, and Tom Bendner ball. He's done a second worldie with his feet to keep it 3-3 to Cheek again. He does get a cross in, it comes all the way across. Alex Lancashire clears it, comes to Higgs at the edge of the area. It's played back into Dulwich to shoot, and they've hit the side net in the bench jump, thinking they'd scored. Johnny gets a foot into it, into Mitchell, who skips between 2, brings it to the byline, crosses it in, he comes! Oh, what a save from Zane Banton! It was a lovely pullback from Mitchell Weiss. Zane Banton was on the penalty spot, he struck it, going into the bottom corner. The Dulwich Hamlet goalkeeper saved it, he's parried it, it could have been 4-3. Corner ball St Albans City, and wow, Paul, what an attack.
Yeah, that was the classic case of getting down the sides of those central 3 defenders, and Mitchell Weiss skimming away from the defence, getting a great ball in.
They've just dropped into McGregor, he's quite a playmaker. He plays the ball in, and Dulwich Hamlet have an opportunity. They score! They make it 4-3. It is a sloppy error from midfield for the Saints. 86 minutes in, Dulwich Hamlet make it 4-3 down at Clarence Park. You will not believe this against the run of play, but they lost possession in midfield there, Paul. Ian wasn't happy, he raised his hands. Saints don't deserve that. It was a well taken goal. I couldn't see who it was, but I tell you what, that is 4-3 Dulwich Hamlet, and with about 5 minutes left of this second half, Paul Fairclough. Sean's outside of the box, he needs to be inside it, Paul, but he plays it wide to Dave Deju, who goes high and long, and it's a goal! Oh, St Albans City have scored, but it's gone against them. The line assistant has given a free kick on, I think it was Mitchell Weiss. He went for the ball fairly, the goalie went for it, but because Mitchell Weiss was the strongest player, he got his head to it, the ball was in the net, the goal is in the net. The line assistant and the referee have disallowed St Albans' potential equaliser. Oh, Paul, I tell you what, there's going to be changes for the Saints, but would you say that's a free kick, or is that just a normal soldier barge? You're listening to Paul Fairclough, the England team manager, and Graham Griffin live on Radio Verulam, and we're literally into the last couple of minutes, and the Saints have got a throw in deep into the Dulwich Hamlet half. What can they do? This is probably one of few last chances. The ref has blown early. It's blown. It's a final score. The referee hadn't played 3 minutes, Paul. There's literally another minute or 2 of injury time following when the board went up. That is a bizarre end to the game. Some of the Saints players are asking, hang on a minute, that's not even 3 minutes played out. And that was an attacking opportunity, but it's ended down at Clarence Park. Unfortunately, St Albans City have lost for the first time in 15 games. It's their 3rd league loss of the season. It is St Albans City 3, Dulwich Hamlet 4.